let's cover a bit about the titles. Most probably you're excited to start working with the titles. Titles in Resolve can be simple titles or fusion titles. Fusion titles are very nice, very beautiful, and easy to edit them, but it's not easy to change them. Let's start with the lower third here. You have left lower third, middle lower third, and right lower third. You have scroll text, and text plus. We see this one. Let's start with the left lower third. If you click and drag, you can drop it on your timeline here. Of course, now I created a new track. Or what you can do, the easiest way is to select it and say place on top, but it places it where the play header was. So I'm gonna drop it here. You have seen the two examples. Now you notice here you have the word title and another title. So it's a lower third with two titles. How do you edit this one? Start double clicking on it, it will not work. The way to edit it is to come to tools, here you are, and within tools you go to text. Now in text you can click and start double clicking if you like, and it's not even working, and you can type something like this. Okay, it is not well done yet, it's a bug maybe, and I'm sure they will adjust it. The real way to go about it is to open the inspector. So you select in text and you open the inspector. Now you have the inspector as a floating panel where you can do almost everything about the text. We're not going to go through all this, it's a lot, but later on, of course, it's very well explained. We are going to do some changes that are mainly done within the cut page. So we're going to write DaVinci Resolve, for example, and then you can change the font. For example, I don't know, anything that you will like. I will take Roboto Slab. You can make it normal and so on, change the font face. I will return it to normal. You can change the color, of course, and you can change the size. Now, in case you have a mistake like this, you can always reset using this circle arrow if you like. It will reset. You have the tracking, and you have other options that you can use. If you want to position it, it's good to use the XY over here. It's much better. You can always reset it. Then clicking and dragging, sometimes it goes some funny places. You have the zoom here. You will zoom in according to the anchor point. So the anchor point here is set to the bottom left corner. You can set it to the middle if you like. Of course, now the zooming will change to the center. Left button is okay. And you can design the text the way you would like. Now, if you scroll down more, you have another rich text, which is the second title. I'm going to write here video editing. Let's say we use some kind of a nice font. Berdena. Okay, this is not nice, but it's okay. And then you can change it to bold. And I want to change the font case to all caps. Okay, fine. This is very good. You have the drop shadow that we surely want to use. You notice the color of the drop shadow is black, is set to black. You can change it to any color you want. And you have the X and Y. Of course, you don't see any drop shadow because they are set to 0, so they are behind the text. All you have to do is to move it a bit and you start seeing it. Something like this, for example, and something like this. I prefer to say 6.6. That's my favorite, by the way, or 8.8. Fine, you can blur it if you want to. Okay. And you know, undoing is very easy here. The background here exists. All you have to do is to adjust the height. But unfortunately, what is happening in the Resolve is that the second text is behind the background. So I prefer to put it off, and that's the way you put off these things. So you created your text here. This is a lower third with rich text. If you play it, nothing is happening. Of course, we don't have any animation or any transition. But you can always add a transition. Here you are. I will add the cross dissolve. And I'll make it a bit longer. I like doing this kind of things. Actually, what I want to do, I want the text to start, move it over here. And then if you play again, so it will appear the video, then DaVinci Resolve will appear. You could do that. Mind you, you can click on the text and just put it anywhere you want within the timeline. So actually, this is all about adding lower thirds. For the fusion titles, you can try your hand. They are very easy to use. For example, I'm going to take this one, click and drag, and just drop it over here somewhere. come over and try to play it, notice that the Fusion title will give you some hard time on processing the preview. Okay, this one is very ugly, but you get the picture. To edit the Fusion titles is the same process. You come to Tools and you go to Text and open the inspector. Later on, we will see all this in meticulous details. But for now, if you want to play in the cut page, usually I will place the text wherever I like in the cut page, but go back to the edit page and do a better job here. In the inspector, you can change the text itself, the size, and so on. There are many settings that you can play with here to make the Fusion titles the way you would like them. So actually, we want to delete this one. We don't want it. And we stay with our normal title. And let's add another transition at the end. I will take the cross resolve and put it just at the end. Here you are. Cool. So now you have it coming in. And you notice the processing time for the preview is really, hard on the computer. Of course, I'm recording. So this is about titles. At least this is the minimum that you would do in a cut page. The rest, I suggest you do them in the edit page. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next lecture.